Assalamu alaikum. Let's look at the following sentences and say which of these sentences is correct and the reason behind its correctness. The first sentence here we have here is ذهبت إلى البيت. The second ذهبت إلى البيت. And the third ذهبت إلى البيت. Which of these is correct? We can see my intention is to say I went to the house. I went to the house. And the first sentence I said ذهبت إلى البيت. And the second I said ذهبت إلى البيت. And the third I said ذهبت إلى البيت. Of course, the only changes you can see here is the word al-bayt. The first one, al-baytu, carries dhamma, and the second, al-baytu, carries fatha, and the last, al-baytu, carries kisra. There is no doubt that the correct sentence here is dhahabtu ilal bayti, which is the third sentence. And why did I say it's the correct one? Because the word al-baytu is a noun, and this noun is appearing after ila, and ila is harful jar, a preposition which when it appears before a noun, it changes the noun to carry in kasra, which we call the majrur, that is the genitive case. So the first one, al-baytu, is not correct. And the second is not correct because al-baytu appears after ila, and ila and the likes of this huruful jar, these prepositions, they change every noun coming after them into the majrur case, the genitive case carrying kasra. And this is the topic of today for us to know when and how to place a noun into the genitive case carrying kasra. And we shall be consulting our popular Arabic grammar book النحو الواضح, and the topic is jarrul ism, the genitive case of a noun, how to put a noun into the genitive case carrying kasra, because we know originally every noun should end with dhamma, but today we shall be learning this. For those of us who will not see this video clearly, you can auto rotate your phone so that you can watch the video on landscape in order for it to be clearer to you. And if you have not gotten a soft copy, a hard copy of this, you can click on the description box to click on the link over there to download the soft copy so you can follow as we learn together. The topic is jarrul ism, the genitive case of a noun. Al-amthila, we have examples as usual. The first example we have here is nazal al-mataru minas samai. The rain fell from the sky, minas samai. Number two, we have ya'ti samaku min al-bahri. Fish comes from the sea. Number three, we have sa'al jayshu ila al-maidan. The army run to the field. Number four, we have saratil mashiyatu ila al-haqli. The cattle ran or walked to the farm. Number five, we have yanzilul jundiyu anil hisan. The soldier is descending from the horse. Number six, we have yadhhabul khawfu, and thiefly, fear is going out of the baby. Number seven, we have yatful khashabu alal ma. The wood is floating on the water. Eight, we have yaskutu samaru alal ardi. The fruit is falling on the ground. Number nine, we have yambahul kalbu fil bustan. The dog is barking in the garden. Next, we have dakhal al-mujrimu fi sijni. The criminal entered the prison. Number 11, we have qasharutul fakihata bisikin. I split, I cut, or qasharutu, I peeled the apple with the sikin, the knife. Then 12, we have yataqatalul junudu bisuyuf. The soldiers are fighting one another with the swords. 13, we have al-jaizatul lisabiqi. The gift is for the winner. And lastly, we have ishtaraitu kuflan lil khizan. I bought a padlock for the cupboard or for the wardrobe or for the safe. Now we can see all of these sentences above. Now we shall be explaining using al-bahthu research and detailed explanation so that we can understand why some of the nouns we find out above are now being changed to the genitive case and they are carrying kasra. Like example number one, we have as-sama'u, now carrying kasra as-sama'i, al-bahru, now having kasra al-bahri. Al-bahthu, al-kalimatul akhira في جميع الأمثلة السابقة كلها أسماء. He says that all of the nouns, all of the words we find in all of the examples above, the last nouns we find in all of the examples above are all nouns. If you read all of the examples from example number 1 to 14, you'll find out that at the end of them, they are words. All of these words are nouns. وَكُلُّ اسْمٍ مِنْهَا مَسْبُوقٌ بِحَرْفٍ. And we also find out that these last nouns, these last words which are nouns, are all preceded by a particle, by a what? A harf, a preposition. فَفِي الطَّائِفَةِ الْأُولَى. We'll find out that in the first column, that's in the first two sentences, تَجِدُهَا مَسْبُوقَةً بِمِنْ. Find out that the first two sentences, the nouns which end these two sentences are preceded by the particle min or the preposition min. وَتَجِدُهَا فِي الطَّائِفَةِ الثَّانِيَةِ مَسْبُوقَةً بِإِلَى. And you find that in the second two sentences, you find that they are coming after ila. وَفِي الطَّائِفَةِ الثَّالِثَةِ مَسْبُوقَةً بِأَنْ. And in the third two sentences, you see that an appears before the nouns. وفي الطائفة الرابعة مسبوقة بإلى. You find out in the fourth column, which is the fourth two sentences, number 7 and number 8, you see that Allah appears before the nouns. And and in the fifth column, you find out that fi appears before the last nouns. وفي السادسة مسبوقة بالباء. And you find out that in the sixth column, that is example 11 and 12, you find out that that ba appears before them. And وفي السابعة مسبوقة بلام. And in the last column, that is example number 13 and 14, you find out that the nouns appear before after lam. وإذا تأملنا آخر كل واحد من هذه الأسماء المسبوقة بالحروف المتقدمة. And if you ponder over the ending, if you look at the last letter of each of these last nouns, you find out you find out that the last letters are carrying kisra. ولا سبب لهذا الجر. And there is no reason for it to be carrying this kisra إلا دخول هذه الحروف, except the introduction of these particles, these prepositions into the sentences. ومن أجل ذلك تسمى حروف الجر. And for this reason, these huruf, these particles and prepositions are called حروف الجر. That is, the particles which draw a noun to carry in kisra. If we look at all the examples above, for example number 1, we have nazal al-mataru min as-samai. As-sama is the last word, and we see that it is carrying kisra. Why? Because it appears after min. Example number 5, the same thing. We can see yanzilu al-jundiyu an al-hisan. The soldier is coming down from the horse. Al-hisanu is also carrying kisra. Why? Because it appears before an, after an. So for all of the other examples, the nouns ending them appear before one of these particles or one of these prepositions. Moving on to al-qaida, the rule states that yujarru al-ismu idha sabaqahu harfun min huruf al-jarr al-atiya. A noun is put into the genitive case carrying kisra when the noun appears after one of the following prepositions. The first one is min. We have ila, we have an, we have ala, we have fi, we have alba'a, we have ba, and we have lam. All of these prepositions, when they come before a noun, they make the noun to carry kasra. Moving on to tamrinat, we have exercises to better understand the tamrinul awwal. The first exercise, the instruction says, ayyin kulla harfi min al-huruf al-jarri fi al-jumal al-atiya. Identify all of the prepositions which put a noun into the kasra state, into the genitive case, washkul asma ba'da kulli minha, and make sure you record the ending of the nouns which appear after these prepositions. Number 1, we have yaqta'u najarul khashaba bil minshari. The carpenter cuts the wood with a saw or with the saw. So ba is the harf al-jar here, and al-minshar should be written as bil minshari with kisra. Number 2, we have ra'aytul ta'ira fil qafasi. I saw the bird in the cage. So fi is the harf al-jar, and al-qafasi should be al-qafasi with kisra. Number 3, we have يقطع القطار المسافة. The train covers a distance من القاهرة إلى الإسكندرية, from Cairo to Alexandria في 3 ساعات و20 دقيقة, in 3 hours and 20 minutes. So the first harf al jar we have here is min, and that is why we can see min al-qahirati. The second we have is ila, and that's why we can see ila al-iskandariyati. The third is fi, that's why we can see fi thalathi. So these are the preposition we see in this sentence. Number 4, we have lil bustani babani wa ala kulli babin harisun. The garden has 2 doors, and on each of the doors there is a watch or a watcher, that is a guard. So the only preposition we have here, okay, the 2 preposition we have here, the first one is lam, that's why we have lil bustani, and the second is ala, and that's why we have ala kulli, because kulli is the noun coming after ala. Lastly, we have imtana al-maridu anil akli. The sick refrained from eating wa asbaha la yaqwa ala al-mashi, and he became unable to walk. So the first version we have here is an. This is harf al-jar, and we have anil akli. Aklu is put into the genitive case carrying kisra. The second is ala. That's why we have ala al-mashi. Moving on to Tamrin al-Thani, exercise number 2. The instruction says atmim kulla jumlatin min al-jumal al-atiya. Complete each of the following sentences biwadi'i harf al-jarrin, by placing a harf al-jar mulaimin fil makan al-khali, by placing an appropriate preposition which changes the noun into kasra in the following blank spaces. Number 1, we have yagusu rajulu. The man is swimming, or the man that is diving dash alma dash the water. What do we say? Yagusu rajulu filma. The man is diving into the water. Number 2, we have afauna dash al musi. What do we say? Afauna anil musii. Mashallah. Number 3, we have asgaina al hadith. What do we say? Asgaina lil hadithi. We listened to the story. Number 4, we have la ta'tamidu dash goiri nafsik. Do not rely on dash. Do not rely dash other than you. We say la ta'tamid ala goiri nafsik. Do not rely on other than yourself. Next, we have ishtaraitu sarjan. I bought a saddle dash the horse. What do I say? Ishtaraitu sarjan lil hisani. Next, we have tarukudu dajajatu dash al bayd. The hen is lying dash the egg. We say what? Tarukudu dajajatu al bayd. The hen is lying on the eggs. Next, we have yalma'ul baruku dash as-sama. The lightning is shining dash the sky. We say yalma'ul baruku al-sama. The lightning is shining on the sky. Next, we have intasharon nasu dash at-tariq. The people spread dash the road. We say intasharon nasu fit-tariq. The people spread in the road. Next, we have ad al-musafiru dash watani. The traveler returned dash his town. We say ad al-musafiru ila watani. Lastly, wada'tul midada. I place the ink dash ad-dawati. What do I say? Wada'tul midada fit dawati. I place the ink in the ink well or ink pot. Tamrin al-Thalith, exercise number 3. The instruction says atmim kulla jumalin min al-jumal al-atiya. Complete each of the following sentences biwadi'i ismin munasibin fil makan al-khali, by placing an appropriate noun in the blank spaces. Washkul akhirah, and record the ending of this noun. Number 1, I have baraitul qalama bi. I sharpen the pen with what? Bil mibarati, with the sharpener. Next, we have yuthnil muallimu ala. The teacher praises the student. We say yuthnil muallimu ala talibi. Next, we have yusaqul mujrimu ila. The criminal is driven to ila sijini. Correct. Next, we have yanzilul mataru min. The rain is falling from as-samai. Correct. Yustakhraju dhahabu mean the gold is mined or is extracted from what? Min al ardi. Six, we have al aqilu yabta'idu. The sensible goes far away from adhambi and dhambi, from the sin. Number seven, we have tusna'ul ahdiyatu mean shoes are made from dash al jildi mean al jildi, from the skin. Eight, we have tanzurul bintu wajhaha fi, the girl is looking at her face from or in al mir'at, in the mirror. Number nine, we have sona al haddadu na'lan li, the ironsmith, made produced a shoe for lil amili or lil jundiyi, for the soldier. Next, we have Ghadiba Sayyidu Allah. The master got angry on Al Khadimi, correct, the servant. 11. Ahraqal waladu yadahu bi. The boy burnt his hand with binari, with the fire. Lastly, al ilmu afdalu. Knowledge is better than what? Al mal is better than wealth. May Allah grant us knowledge and wealth. Let us be rich and also be knowledgeable. Tamrin or Rob, exercise number 4. The instruction says, Kawin sab'a jumalin bi kullin minha harufun. Form 7 sentences. Each of them should have one of the huruf al-jar, one of the prepositions allati ta'rifa, which you know was tawfi hadhihi al-huruf, and make sure you use all of the prepositions. The first preposition we have is min. I can say raja'tu min al-bayt, I returned from house. Number 2, we have ila. I can say dhahabtu ila al-masjid, I went to the mosque. Next, we have an. I can say abta'idu ani sadiqi, I stay away from the friend. Next, I have ala. I can say wada'tu al-kitaba ala al-maktab, I place the book on the table. Next, I have fi. I can say dakhaltu fil fasli, I entered into the class. Next, I have ba. B al-ba. I can say what? I can say ishtaraitu al-kitaba bid dirham, I bought the book with dirham. And lastly, I have lam. I can say al-kitabu li Khalid, and the book is for Khalid. We can see we have been able to use all of these prepositions in a sentence. The next exercise, Tamrinul Khamis, exercise number 5, the instruction says, Istamil al-asma al-atiya. Use the following nouns fi jumalin tammat, in a complete sentence, بحيث يكون كل منها مجرورا بحرف جر, by making sure each of them will now be in the genitive case carrying Kasra, because they are coming after a preposition harful jar. The first noun we have here is al-ardu. We can say that mashaytu al-ardi, I walked on the earth, on the land, al-ardi. As-sama, I can say nadharutu ila samai, I looked onto the sky. Al-ma'u, I can say gustu fil ma'i, I dived into the water. Al-qalam, I can say barai, okay, I can say katabtu bil qalami, I wrote with the pen. Next, al-babu, I can say that I can say dakhaltu, I can say that what can I say? So that, okay, I can say kumtu fil babi, I stood at the door. Next, I can say al-qurrat, which is the ball. I can say la'ibtu bil qurrat, I played with the ball. Last is asharru, evil. I can say abta'idu and sharri, I stay away from evil. And lastly, al manzilu, house. I can say dakhaltu fil manzili, I entered into the house. Tamrinun fil insha, exercise on composition. The instruction says ajib anil as'ilatil atiya bi jumalin tamma. Answer the following questions with a complete sentence. Bihaythu tashtamilu kullu ijabatin, by making sure that each of the sentences you are going to be answering with ala harufin should contain a harufin min huruf al-jar, a preposition among the huruf al-jar allati araftaha, which you know. Number one, we have Aina Kitabuka. Where is your book? I can respond by saying Kitabi al maktabi. My book is on the table. This sentence has ala. Number two, I can say Aina yudaru saruju min al hison. Where is the saddle placed on the horse? I can say yudaru saruju ala dhahril hison. The saddle is placed on the back of the horse. Number three, I have mata tuqadul masabihu. When are the lamps ignited? I can say tuqadul masabihu fil layli. This is correct. The lamps are put lighting ignited during the evening. Number four, we have in the night. Number four, we have Aina tusafiru fi utlati sayfi. Where will you be traveling to in the summer holiday? I can say usafiru ila lan usafiru ila usafiru ila, what do I say? Usafiru ila Nigeria. I was looking for a place I can say so that you will notice the changes that happen to it. Now, number five, we have Kayfa yustadu samaku. How is the fish being fished out? We can say yustadu samaku bishabakati. The fish is fished or is hunted with the net. Next, we have Yokotawul Khashab. With what do we cut is the wood cut? We can say Yokotawul Khashabu bil Mishari. The wood is cut with a saw. With the saw. Number seven, lima tuftahu nawafidul hujrati. Why are the windows of the room opened? Tuftahu nawafidul hujrati liyatajaddada hawa'uha, so that the air will become refreshing. Li is coming there. Number eight, we have min ayna yustakhraju dhahabu. Where is the gold excavated or extracted? We say yustakhraju dhahabu min al ardi. The gold is extracted from the land or from the earth. Number nine, we have amman yabta'idul akilu. From whom should the sensible distance himself? We can say yabta'idul akilu anil mujrimi. The sensible should distance himself from the criminal. Tamarinun fil i'rab, exercise on grammatical analysis. We have namudhaj, sample. Sample number one, we have ya'udu al-ghaibu ila al-watani. The absent is returning to the city or to the town or to the home. Ya'udu is fa'ilun mudari'un marufu. That is the grammatical function. Al-ghaibu is the fa'ilun marufu, and ila is harful jarrin. Al-watan is ismun majrurun bi ila. Number two, we have bil ilmi yasudul mar'u. With knowledge, a man leads. So we say al-ba here, harful jarrin. This is a preposition. Al-ilmu is ismun majrurun. This is an ismun which is in the genitive case bil ba, because of ba. Yasudu is fa'ilun mudari'un marfu, and al-mar'u is fa'ilun marfu, subject of the sentence. Now, ba arib al-jumal al-atiya, we have to analyze the following sentences. The first is number one, la tala'ab bin nari. Do not play with the fire. La, this is la an-nahiya. Tala'ab is fa'ilun mudari'un majzum bila an-nahiya. Fa'ilun mudari'un in the jussive case because of the coming of la. Ba here is harfu jarrin, and an-nar is ismu majrurun bil ba. Number two, we have tatala'la'un nujumu fis sama. The stars are shining in the sky. Tatala'la'u is fa'ilun mudari'un marfu, and nujumu is fa'ilun marfu. Fi is harfu jarrin, and as-sama is ismu majrurun bi fi. Number three, we have al-fa'aratu mukhtabi'atun fil hujrati. The rat is hidden in the room. Al-fa'aratu is mubtada marfu'un. Mukhtabi'atun is khabarun marfu'un. Fi is harful jar, and al-hujrati is ismu majrurun bil bifi. Now, moving to the last one, ta'ibal waladu min al-jari. The boy became tired from running. Ta'iba is fi'lun madi, past tense. Al-waladu is fa'ilun marfu, that is the subject of the sentence in the nominative case. Min is harfu jarrin, and al-jariyu is ismu majrurun bimin. With this, we come to the end of this lesson. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us understanding. Make sure you resolve all of these exercises, and if possible, drop your answers at the comment section. Do like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel to get frequent updates. Until we meet again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.